afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Centre Vidéotron. Capacity 18,259. But something tells me once puck drops, it's going to sound like there's a whole lot more than that in this building for this game between Montreal and Ottawa. And for the Victoire, what a way to come home.
Let's take a look at our starting goaltenders for this afternoon. It's an all-Canadian clash between the pipes. 30-year-old Emmerich Mashmeyer has been a big reason why Ottawa's where they are in the standings right now. An excellent save percentage, an excellent goals against average. And 200 feet from her is one of the hometown favorites from Clermont, Quebec, and René Desbiens. Also a big reason why Montreal is sitting tied for first place this year. A sparkling goals against average and a save percentage to go with it.
Well, and we're looking at two of the top goaltenders in Canada. They've been the 1-2 for years. It could be a battle to see who gets that number one spot when they go into the World Championships in April.
What an afternoon, what a spectacle, and so many intriguing storylines as the PWHL rolls into town on the shores of the St. Lawrence River. This city has been buzzing for the weeks leading up, and finally, we drop the puck at Le Centre Vidéotron. Sure glad you could join us on this Sunday afternoon. On a beautiful day in Quebec City, Ottawa wearing the white uniforms with the Montreal Victoire wearing the burgundy. Out to the neutral zone, it's tipped forward by Alexandre Labelle. Taken back by Emily Clark, one of Ottawa's main attacking threats, and it is the Charge who start things to the neutral zone. Pass through the middle of the ice, that's too far for the Charge captain Brianne Jenner. Bolts back to the neutral zone. Ottawa wants to play fast in this hockey game, Becky. That was the main impression from Carla McLeod, is back again on a 2-on-2 rush. Meixna is in over the line. She's missed the last two games, but inserted back into the lineup today for Ottawa.
Well, you're right. Montreal wants to play fast, and that's fast moving their feet, fast moving the puck, getting on pucks and recovering them. That first shift was a good example of exactly what Carla McLeod wants.
Montreal first to get a line change in on this afternoon, as now it's tipped in. First touch of the puck for Desbiens, and a face-off coming up in the Victoire zone. And we had a chat with Carla McLeod, who always loves to tell us the temperature, how she's feeling, and she wants a bounce-back performance today. Shot from Victoria Bach, that's off a skate and wide. Bach is on a 3-game point streak coming in for the Charge, who would love a little bit more offense. They have not scored more than 3 goals in a single game this year, and this is game number 11. Comes to the point, it's held in by Ottawa, but not for long, taken back by Keppel. Keppel gets it to the line, but not out for Montreal. A reversal from O'Neill. Sends to the far side. Ambrose takes a bump, but does deliver the puck out to the neutral zone. That's where Bach takes it, and Manny McMahon, who's scored all 3 of her goals against Toronto this year. She'd love to change that today.
The way that line is playing, they've got a good chance of doing that. They had Victoria Bach, the trade on New Year's Eve, and it's really changed the dynamic. She's been excellent with that second line.
Good forecheck from the Victoire coming towards the goal. And just in behind, taken back by Derek Gregg. Comes to Taven. Down and behind the goal. Gregg is there. Comes to the point. Held in once again by Shelbin. Good Montreal pressure for the first time this afternoon. Dumped to the far side. And once again, Taven in below the goal line. Leslie gives chase. Goes down to block the pass. Taven will reverse the cycle. And finally, it's intercepted by Jocelyn LaRock. But a double team comes, and LaRock goes down. And there's a second there. Well, Ottawa might be in trouble, but here comes more pressure. There to George, tries a centering pass. The Alaskan from Anchorage finally peels off on a change, and the Ottawa Charge will get the puck to the neutral zone and skate in over the line. LaRock, the defender in deep, finally taken off the puck, and here's a chance for the Victoire to skate. Perhaps in over the line. There's a shot, and Mashmeyer on the top of her crease to make a save with no rebound.
Well, that's that third line getting that shot opportunity to dodge. She wins another one.
Long drive, big rebound off of Desbiens, who makes a kick save, and the rebound quickly to the corner. Best chance yet in this hockey game. Bell pinches down to keep the play alive for Ottawa, though. Comes to the far side, and it's chipped forward by Kristen O'Neill, who once again doesn't get the puck out. Meixna looks around. O'Neill checks her off the puck. once again sat back in the neutral territory. Good pass ahead, in over the line. Here come the charge, and there's a shot from Vasco. Crashes into Desbiens, who falls down awkwardly.
Vasco almost taking advantage of a Montreal change. They got caught still on the bench with their D.
Alexandre Lebel will tip this puck in. Claire Dalton, good pursuit, turns the puck over. Or turns Ottawa over, though a centering pass was cut off just before it got to the goal mouth. This one dances along the line. It's held in by Tabin in below the goal. Mashmeyer's got to be careful there. There's a rolling puck, and there's a pretty heavy check right to the net of the Charge goaltender.
Well, and you wonder why they've been experiencing some success in Montreal. Ottawa with another chance, and this one come off of a bad line change. The Deer still at the bench. Alexis Vasco just can't quite get in. Montreal comes back down to get one of their own, and they're tenacious at the goal. Kristen O'Neill goes in. She's digging. Mashmeyer can't quite get a blocker on that puck.
Poulin wins another draw. Well above the 60% mark on the season, although it's taken back by Manny McMahon to Victoria Bach from a sharp angle and a big rebound off of Desbiens in front. That's been a couple of times early in this first period that there's been an opportunity for a second chance. Finally gobbled up by Montreal, and Abby Bourine, who scored a pair of goals against her former team, the Frost, on Friday, en route to a 4-2 win. And had an empty netter along with it, a tight affair at Place Belle. Poulin, back up to the point, taken by Bourine, trying to put it towards the goal. Almost a chance to skate the other way, but Wilgren recovered nicely. Chance towards the goal, taken back by Bourine. Looks to shoot, couldn't pull the trigger. Here's Barnes' shot, rattles off a couple of Ottawa players, and finally taken back as we approach the 6-minute mark. 3 shots in the early going for the Charge, just 1 for Montreal.
Amanda McMahon just patiently waiting for someone to get open in the neutral zone, and she couldn't quite find anyone. And that's part of what Carla McLeod's looking for. It's not just speed with the puck, but it's finding that space to get open, provide an opportunity for a pass.
More good pursuit from the Victoire as O'Neill, again heavily in on the forecheck, wins another puck battle, comes up to the half wall. Jenner, though, makes sure that she is stapled up against the boards, and Ottawa does relieve the pressure. Murphy back into her own end. That's taken back by Boulier. Murphy runs into trouble with one of the officials. Again, almost turned over by Montreal, but they do get it out to the neutral zone.
That one's a little bit dangerous when you've got 2 forecheckers barreling in on you, especially when one of those is Emily Clark.
Opportunity for Savalainen, who recently returned to the lineup after missing a couple of games.
Well, you talk about missing some offense, and they were losing Savalainen and also Jinsey Rose, and those are 2 really offensive defenders. Jinsey Rose with 5 points on the season before she missed the last few games.
Montreal wins the draw in its own end. Boulier gets the puck up the near wall and is taken by Michaela Grant-Mentis out to the neutral zone. Taken there by the Charge of Terrarova, turning the puck over, and here comes the Victoire back in, shot on goal, blocker save, Mashmeyer. Tabin once again pinches down, keeps this play alive, comes to Anna Shelbin, takes a bump, gets it in deep again, centering pass in front. Mashmeyer is able to poke it away, comes to Tabin again, room to shoot, now Will, a big block in front comes from Terrarova. Pressure not done, bouncing puck into the top of the slot area. Shelbin gets the puck down to Lebel, Lebel facing pressure immediately, and Ottawa does the job in its own end, out to the neutral zone. 8 minutes left. Here's a chance. In off the rush. In over top. That's Vanisova. We would love to get back on the score sheet. 6 points in the first 6 games of the season, but pointless, Becky, in her last 4.
Well, she has been, and a player that can be dangerous, playing on the 3rd line, so she might get some favorable matchups, and a player that's easy to lose track of. She's got great speed.
Jinsey Rose inserted back into the lineup on Ottawa's defensive pairing for the first time in 3 games. So we talked about Ottawa getting healthy. It's only Mrazova who remains out of the lineup today for health reasons for Carla McLeod.
That's a huge loss, though. She's one of the more offensive players, and she's just so creative. Having Jinsey Rose back is huge, though, and Carla McLeod loves her D to activate. She wants them to just read the situation, and if they can go, they go.
Down the ice, an icing call, 11:14 to go in this first period. You can feel There's tension in this building. There's excitement.
Teresa Venisova with her opportunity, and she makes a nice little move to the inside and comes in almost all alone. She's got Shelbin coming back to cut her off. She's got to get this shot off quick. And that one just goes up and over, but it's that quick little cut back to the inside that gave her that chance.
Draw one. Back to the point. Savalainen pushes the puck in deep. Anna McMahon gives chase with a neat little stick lift. The puck, though, defended well by the Victoire. And it's the aerial route out and down the ice again. And on this fresh ice in Quebec City, it's another icing call.
Kayla Barnes just looking to get something going. She flips this puck out and over.
Jack is able to win the draw to the side. Bach takes a bump, comes back to DeGeorge, who's pushed off the puck. Centering pass in front. Ottawa comes close there with McMahon, who's been hot as of late in terms of offensive attack. Just out of her reach, and it's finally taken back. Dubois out to the neutral zone.
Well, I got to think Victoria Bach had the lane to the net, and she opted to make that pass.
Serdachny takes it off, loses an edge. Puck is in deep. Jenner gives chase. Ambrose there first, takes a bump, but it's moved forward, and Gardner out to the neutral zone. Neat little move in over the line. That one from Boreen, knocked off the puck, and it's now a delayed offside. So Mashmeyer in behind the goal. That's the second best save percentage in the PWHL this year. And Renee Desbiens in third. It's all the makings of a real goaltender battle here today.
Of course, Corinne Schroeder is tops of that list. And when we talk about potential Team Canada goalies, you can't ignore her from that conversation.
A lot of good numbers between the pipes for Canadians. Here's Poulin as the crowd rises up, but Terralova, having none of that, gets in the way immediately, takes her off the puck.
Oh, that's a well-played one-on-one, and exactly what you have to do if you're going to play against the best player in the world.
Taken back again, Tabin, in over the line. Got some help for a second from Youngbloom. Emily Clark just pushes the puck to an open side. D'Arcangelo unable to skate onto the puck. Murphy, another delayed offside. Montreal will have to retreat out of the zone, and now Tabin will dump a bouncer in, and once again Mashmeyer is out of the goal. Plays it to Boyd, and now Jinsey Rose with a head of steam to the neutral zone, the red line, and a crisp pass forward. Rose will follow up, take a shot, floats it wide, and there's going to be a penalty on the Montreal goaltender as Dave Hina just took out Meiksna, who went flying, and it's going to be Ottawa to the power play on an interference call on the goaltender. 9:03 to go, a scoreless tie, but Ottawa to the power play next.
23-21-25.
You and I wore our blue today, too.
We sure did. I did my best to keep up with you. Although I like your shade a little better, a little closer to the blue of the first power play of the afternoon. Jocelyn Larocque for Ottawa looks towards the goal, feeds it down to the goal line. Serdachny will try a shot. That's off the stick and pounds off the glass. Bell hustles to the point. He's able to keep it in on a second chance as well as Ottawa goes back towards the goal. Backhand chance in front, and that one just pushed wide of the goal by McMahon. Here's Serdachny towards the middle. Takes a shot off of a skate and wide. Jocelyn Larocque, great. Back again to that far side. Centering pass comes in front. Victoire collapsing all four players right in front of the goaltender. And it's finally out to the neutral zone.
A little different look on this power play with 2D and Ashton Bell and Jocelyn Larocque. And they get a really good chance to start.
Ottawa's power play this year just 3 of 20. 15%, that's last in the league. And not only have they not scored much, Becky, they haven't had many chances on the power play this year.
No, and it's mind-boggling because this was the best power play in the league last year.
Up top, Terralova as Ottawa sets it up again. Here's Brianne Jenner, looks to shoot, takes it, and once again another block shot. That one from Dalton and up and out of play.
So far, the best opportunity has come from Victoria Bach. She takes the ice that's given to her. She's looking to make the pass and then realizes, you know what, I can take this right to the net. She just misses on the backhand. She had that backhand side. But I love the deception here. Take a look, sell the pass, and walk to the net.
Soba chases after the puck and creates a turnover. Jenner, 45 seconds to go on the minor. Here's Terralova at the point. Back to Brianne Jenner. Cross-side feeds a good one up and over top of the bar. Pinching down and another close call in front. Up top again, that's Emily Clark. Has the puck just go over her stick, but Clark races to retain possession, works in another block. That's the 4th or 5th block on this penalty kill.
Well, it just means you need to move the puck a bit more to get them out of the lane.
Jenner. Terralova, back to Clark, towards the goal, another block. Not one from Erin Ambrose down to one knee. The puck sent to the line and out. Here's a chance for NPP. No. This is in that puck tipped up into the bench. That had all the makings of a shorthanded jailbreak potential breakaway opportunity.
Wouldn't the crowd have loved to have seen that? Ottawa doing a nice job being able to go cross seam, but it is Montreal that's getting into the shot lane right now, denying those. Emily Clark gets that cross seam pass. That's one of their better opportunities, but then it's Erin Ambrose. No shock there. She gets out into the lane, takes that away.
Just 8 seconds to go, and the minor to the goaltender, Desbiens, and Montreal wins another draw, and it's out to the neutral zone, and Youngbloom, who served the minor, races out of the penalty box. So back to 5-on-5, and over the line, Snodgrass is a step offside. 6:56 to go, opening period in Quebec City. Good penalty killing from the Montreal Victoire. We're scoreless in Quebec City.
Told us before the game you needed a lot more from your team. We're almost done the first period. Are you seeing what you need to see?
Yeah, we're playing with some confidence here, and our feet are working for us. And that had to be the starting point for everything. It's just playing with some speed and some confidence. And it's been a nice start here. Some great looks on the power play as well. So it's certainly a great piece to build off of.
Thanks so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Rob, an entertaining first period so far. It's Montreal's commitment to defense here, Becky. That's why we're still scoreless.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of pride in their defensive game this season.
Chance off the rush. Over the line, Taven has that go off of the stick and taken quickly back and out to the neutral zone. Rebecca Leslie right in front of the Montreal bench. Traffic jam.
Move it.
A 2-on-2 battle.
And that's the neutral zone play of Montreal. Ottawa's trying to come through the zone with speed, and they're up above the puck, attacking down. Alexandra LaBelle takes away that zone, slows everything down.
Clearing attempt off of the stick of Snodgrass. He gets a second chance to clear, has some help there as well, and back out to the neutral zone and taken by Dubois. Dubois with Kayla Barnes sending it in. Barnes gives chase. Montreal had to move the puck quickly in behind its own net. Vanisova there as well. Plays back to Rose. Once again, here comes this big pressure. Not a lot of time or space for Ottawa. And there's the turnover. Comes up towards Barnes. Looks towards the net. Will shoot the puck. Mashmeyer the save, and she's got the rebound as well. Golden John Chang for Kayla Barnes as Montreal races back in. Wilgren at the point. There's a tip right on goal. Close chance in front. That was Boreen who got the redirect, and Nashmeyer made a save. Wilgren at the point again as Montreal starts to press again. A good first period team, the Montreal Victoire. They've scored at least one first period goal in their last 6. So far through 15 or so minutes, they have been held off of the score sheet. Only have 5 shots on goal. Turned over, and look who's got it. Captain Canada. Poulin is in over the line, and Larocque made sure that she had 0 time and 0 space. Bounce off the referee. Nashmeyer makes a big save in front. Youngbloom was given a gift in front, and Nashmeyer had to be sharp. Top of the slot, right on goal. Nashmeyer makes another save, as that was Murphy that had the drive. Back-to-back chances for the Victoire. At the point, comes to Ambrose, who had 3 helpers in Friday's win over Minnesota. Shot doesn't get through. Back to Murphy. Plays to the far side, taken there by Youngbloom. Back to Murphy, one-timer on the way. It's a low, hard missile that's wide of the goal. Montreal starts to change, and Aneta Terralova will happily take a little extra time to just get the puck out to the neutral zone. Here's a one-on-one rush with Jenner. Makes a move, and a good little play by Keppel to prevent that. Doesn't get out, though. Here comes the charge. Bell towards the goal, takes a shot. Desbiens with a good save and good rebound control in behind the net. This game is starting to open up. There's a massive check there as McMahon just stapled up O'Neill. Had her head down.
Well, if you're coming off a bad shift.
Here's another opportunity in front, quickly towards the goal, cleared to the line, not out. Bell holds it in again. More Ottawa pressure. Manny McMahon back to Ashton Bell. Cross ice pass at Savalainen, back towards the middle. There's the shot, another good Montreal stick. Up and out of play as this game has really opened up.
Well, that's a great response from Ottawa to come back down the ice with a big hit and some chances. After Montreal gets a couple of really good opportunities of their own, that's one. And then number two, right in the slot, Mashmeyer has to make a couple of really good saves. Ottawa's response, they're going to play a physical game.
Big time check there. D'Angelo battles in the Montreal zone. Taven in behind the net. Comes to Greg with a little tip play. Gets to the line and does get out after Vanisova couldn't control the puck. Meikston is there and sends it back in. 3:20 to go in the opening frame. Desbiens out of the goal and sweeps it along the goal line, and Greg tips it in, but he doesn't have the red line. Once again, the Charge swarming to the puck with three players there, and it's once again in deep, in behind the goal. Taven once again gets it to the line. Held in by Serdachny, finally chipped out, and Boyd has to retreat back into her own end. Snodgrass is there as well for the Charge.
Heads up, heads up!
McMahon has to deal with a bouncing puck. Gates in over the line, gets the puck back to LaRock. A tip play in front, looking for Victoria Bach. Mentioned earlier on a 3-game point streak. Up top here is Ottawa again. Serdachny, chance towards the goal. Once again, another block in front of Desbiens. LaRock, physical towards the puck, keeps it in, at least for now. Pushed out to the neutral zone, and Bach is there. Wanted to dump it in. Barnes intercepted that. Flips the puck forward, and Jocelyn LaRock back in her own end. Plays it to Rebecca Leslie, who just tips it forward. And Wilgren is there, although Ottawa giving some chase. Vasco is there. Had an impact so far in this period. Another turnover. Vasco tries to get the puck in deep with a couple of rough bumps in there. Poulin might have a chance to spring Boreen, although the pass just out of her reach. Boreen does well, though, to chase it down and behind the goal with 1:40 to go. The first period. Up top, taken by Poulin. Plays over to the far side. Pass in front, tipped just wide. Great chance in front for Gardner, who had the redirect just wide of the net.
And this starts with Abby Boreen getting in on the forecheck and the little things that she does away from the puck, which is what the focus has been with the coaching staff and her play. Playing off the puck to make her a better player.
Ambrose to Poulin. In over the line, looks to pass towards the slot. Ottawa scrambles players back and once again do a good job in emergency defending. When Captain Clutch is heading in over the line, it's all hands on deck with 60 seconds to go in the opening stanza.
And Jincy Rose with a good battle. You're battling Boreen. She's also a very physically strong player.
Taken back. Here's Murphy in, and a great stick to check that away just in the nick of time.
Maureen Murphy with a couple chances so far in this game.
One of the Ottawa players, that's the captain Jenner, who's very slow to get up, lost a stick and a glove. Skates very slowly towards the bench. Let's keep an eye on that. 30 seconds to go in the period. LaBelle loses the puck for a second, comes back towards the goal. Sheldon is back. Turned over again. Vanisova shot stopped by Desbiens, who had to remain solid in the butterfly. Not cleared again. Another chance towards the goal. Desbiens with a big save, stretched out. That left pad has got the rebound as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, Montreal, who's been a very good defensive team, but they have a couple miscues here with just 30 seconds left in the period when you want to be a little bit more responsible with the puck. Montreal again with another chance to get in. Abby Boreen on the forecheck. She's the one that recovers this puck, turns it over, and then they're able to go to work offensively. And again, it's that play off the puck that's creating these offensive chances and then drives the net. You watch her drive the net after she makes that play down low. Maureen Murphy with another chance. She's had a couple in this game.
Another draw, this time won by the Charge. Shot, shoulder save by Desbiens, who had to stretch up and knock that away from danger. And that will do it for period number one. Scoreless between the Victoire and the Charge, but no shortage of opportunity. This is going to be an interesting middle stanza. The points are valuable at this point of the season as we just passed over the 1/3 mark. This Ottawa team reeling after a couple of losses at home. They have won 3 of the last 4 away from home, and it does feel like hostile territory this afternoon for Carla McLeod's squad.
Well, it is hostile territory for them for sure, but they have been good on the road, and you're right, they lost their last 2 home games, but it's that 3 points that they really desperately need. They don't want to take this one to overtime and risk losing a point or 2.
Let's drop the puck on period number 2, the Victoire and the Charge, and good to see that Brianne Jenner right back on the ice for Ottawa after taking that awkward collision in the dying second of period number 1.
Oh, that's huge for this team for sure. Again, with Mrazova out.
Sending a pass looking for Jenner, who was right on top of the blue paint in front of Desbiens. Instead, it's back the other way for Boreen. Chipped off the puck, and back comes Hughes. Is in over the line, takes a shot, looking for a rebound, and it was one. Off of the pad, save from Desbiens. Back towards the middle of the ice, and Barnes is able to take it and just out to an open side as both teams starting changes.
Well, there's the transition they're looking for, and it starts with a good gap in the neutral zone. One of the things that Ottawa's been working on over the last week is gapping up and not giving that space. That leads to offense.
Chip play from Boyd is able to keep it alive for a second. However, Boreen is able to push it forward and skating in over the line, taken back by Kristen O'Neill, who didn't seem to have any ill effects from that collision with Jenner earlier. There's a shot towards the goal, and Nashmeyer had trouble with it. Boyd was there to tie up O'Neill, otherwise it might have been 1-0. Another chance at goal. That one batted down again by the Charge, and Meiksner just needs to relieve some pressure. And out to the neutral zone. Vanasova's there, takes a bump, skates in over the line. Vanasova centering pass in front. Another close call as Meiksner going down to one knee, but couldn't pull the trigger.
There's a player that, it's nice to have her back in the lineup for Ottawa. She's been out for 2 games, Meiksner, and she brings a lot to this team. She drives the net, just can't get a stick on that puck.
No! Back-to-back chances to open up this second period. We march on scoreless. Grant Manches is in, and change another awkward bump. Back in over the line. Here's a chance for Serdachny. That one off of a leg and wide of the goal again. 2 minutes gone in period number 2. To the point, Savalainen pushes one towards the goal. Once again blocked down. That seems to be the memo today from Corey Chevry and the Montreal benches. Get in front of these shots.
That's part of playing good defensively, is to get in those lanes. That's all about positioning. If you're in the right position, you're in the spot to block shots.
Jinsey Rose and the other 71, that's Anna Shelbin in a battle. And it's won by the Charge as they keep the puck in. Larocque plays the puck over, shot towards the goal. That one well wide of the target. And Shelbin swoops in behind her own cage and will start out. Again, that breakout pass once again chipped away. Ottawa's getting a lot of sticks in lanes and not a lot of clean passing right now from the top-ranked Victoire.
Well, that's Ottawa's D doing a good job gapping up and taking that away. They continue to transition off of those gaps.
Snodgrass is in deep, and there's going to be an Ottawa penalty coming up as the referee, arm in the air. Yeah, not wanting to take any chances with the extra attacker. Now will head to the bench as it's Dalton in over the line, batted down and taken back by the Charge. So for the first time this afternoon, it'll be the Victoire to the power play.
This is a tough one to take when it comes below the goal, 200 feet from your own end. And Montreal, whose power play is getting going. Take a look at this penalty once more behind the net. There's the chop over the stick. Alexa Vasco. Montreal, whose power play was dead last, but they're pulling themselves out of the gutter right now. They've been good the last couple games.
It's a Royal Tiger Towel power play, and it's brought to you by Royal Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Montreal, a couple of power play goals on Friday. That's 6 for 39 on the season. Ottawa's penalty killers got them out of some sticky situations this year. Just under 84%. Maybe a chance at a shorthanded breakaway. In towards the goal, off of the post. Leslie was in, put one off the inside of the iron, and we're still scoreless.
Emily Clark with that quick transition pass to Leslie, and she was off.
Taken back by the Victoire as the crowd still buzzing about that short-handed break. Barnes will play over to Poulin. Back to Barnes. Shifts at the top of the power play. Gardner to the right. Marie-Philippe Poulin to the left. Now Barnes will leave it to Gardner. No shot. Poulin back to Gardner. Now with some space. Let's it go! Back-to-back goalposts. The iron is singing this afternoon in Quebec City. Another drive right on as Mashmeyer has to scramble in behind the goal. Almost lost her goal stick. Up top again. Here's the captain, Poulin. Drops it off for Barnes. 4 power play assists on the year. Tees one up, and that was a shot that was blocked in front. Taken back again by Gardner. All sorts of Montreal pressure now. Kayla Barnes again. Down into the face-off circle. Pass back in front. The pass over to Gardner. It was on her backhand. Taken back. Quick movement again. There's the shot. Mashmeyer has to react, and the puck is still loose. And Emirates Mashmeyer, from the seat of her pants, has to reel this in. Oh, so close to the opening goal this afternoon.
Well, how is this game still tied at 0 when we're looking at a couple of posts, a shorthanded opportunity? Rebecca Leslie backhand brings this one off the post. That would have been a jailbreak goal. And she goes in all alone, forehand, backhand, beats Davian, can't get it through. And then Montreal with one of their own. That one was loud. And they're bringing that off the post. Some really nice puck movement on this power play from Montreal as well. They're unpredictable right now. Now that's hard to defend against when you see that kind of motion.
Draw one back. More Montreal pressure. 25 seconds to go in the minor to Vasco. There's a shot from Ambrose. Loose in front. Not cleared away. Second chance. And Mashmeyer once again sweeps it away at the last possible second. Ambrose quickly back over towards the middle. Down towards the goal line. Keppel is there. There's the shot that's tipped away. Sent to the point. Keppel holds it in. Ambrose is there. All kinds of time and space. Lets it go. Screen in front. And Mashmeyer has another save. She has been great. And now the penalty is over with Vasco back on the ice.
And this is why it's mystifying that this power play hasn't been operating at a higher percentage. They have been good.
You know the line. Grant Mintis will wire a shot that was well over top of the crossbar. Comes to Alexandra Labelle, and it's back out to the neutral zone. 5.5 gone here in the set. Too much action coming towards Mashmeyer, and we're leaving her out to dry at times, but a good goalkeeper can save you a lot of problems, Becky.
Well, can they ever do that? And she has been that, and they've got a great backup this year in Gwyneth Phillips. It's hard to make a case for putting your backup in when your starter is as good as Mashmeyer has been.
Phillips played in the Boston game a week ago. It was an overtime thriller, and Phillips did everything she could to get a point for Ottawa on that one. This play is offside at the line. Philippe Poulin slow to the bench, scoreless in Quebec City. This was circled for a long time, Rob, on the calendars of so many people, but none more than those three right there.
And I like the fact that Corey Chevry started them and gave them the opportunity despite not being on the same line.
Vanisova is in over the line. A backhand chip steered aside by Anne-Renee Desbiens. Grew up about 150 kilometers up the St. Lawrence River near Rivière-du-Loup. There's Philippe Poulin from Beauceville on the south shore. About 100 or so kilometers from the Centre Vidéotron. So
right here.
It's all a homecoming.
Oh, and what a cheer she got. And she's getting used to that now. The Bell Center last year, and obviously a huge fan favorite in this neck of the woods, really all over Canada. She's such a star. Vancouver got the same thing.
Oh, to score enough Olympic gold medal winners, 3 out of the last 4.
People remember
those. Right now the Victoire in over the line, and it's sent in by Michaela Grant Mintis. And behind the net, taken by the Charge, who looking for that first goal. Came oh so close shorthanded. Ambrose, though, intercepts the breakout, and LaBelle is back in. Serdachny will retreat back again behind her own net. This time, though, she has company and taken off the puck into the boards. Sent up, and Victoria Bach makes a move. McMahon on the left wing. Defended well by LaBelle, backtracking. Puck goes in deep. Pushed towards the goal. Finally taken back by the Montreal Victoire, who are operating in tight quarters, trying to get out of their own end, and that doesn't work. Taken back by the charge, and here's Bach again. On the line, to the goal line, centering pass in front, another block right in front of Desbiens, and it's flipped away. A tough bounce for Grant Mentis, who couldn't quite control it, pushed off the puck. Back the other way we go with Leslie. And over the line on the back end, centering pass in front, and Vasco with another good opportunity, and Desbiens made a blocker save. Another chance, this one whistled through the crease, out the other side. Pinching down Markowski. Rebecca Leslie hit up against the board, centering feet in front. Snodgrass, who couldn't quite get a stick on it, off the heel of her stick and wide. Another centering pass. That one pings off the back of the net. 11 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the second period. And here come the Victoire. Dalton is in over the line, but passed too far for her. Markowski was there. And Ottawa back to the neutral zone again.
Ottawa with a couple of good shifts back to back.
Drive up and over top of the net. Mashmeyer couldn't quite reach up to snag it. Markowski spins back, loses an edge. Heavy traffic in behind the goal, as that was Catherine Dubois who went up and over top. There's a 1-on-2 rush going back the other way with Jenner. Jenner on her backhand. Just runs out of real estate.
Well, nice patience just to wait for reinforcements as that line change completes.
Good forecheck from Ottawa, though the centering pass is tipped away by a stick and all the way down the goal. Mashmeyer's up, starts the rush. Here's Emily Clark in over the line, takes the shot, and a neat blocker save from Desbiens off that chance.
This all starts with Mashmeyer coming out and making that long stretch pass. She knows there's a line change, and she gets the puck up the ice quick.
Meixa takes the body on Marie-Philippe Poulin, but the Victoire are in over the line. Gardner tried to get the puck in deep, does so. Poulin swoops in, lost the puck at the line, close play, does come out in neutral territory. Denisova falls down, the rock follows up, and Poulin has to come all the way back into her own end. Anna Wilgren is there as well. Out to the Montreal line, but not at 9:40 to go. Here comes Ottawa, chance in front, and Desbiens got just enough of that. Chances coming towards the Montreal goaltender, fast and furious here in period 2.
Well, and you talk about puck recovery and what Carla McLeod wanted, and they're doing a really good job of that right now, stymieing Montreal's breakout.
Ottawa starts a line change. Rose heads off. Ottawa wins the puck battle on the half wall. Top of the circle, puck into the middle. Desbiens makes another save off of Denisova, who needs a change after that was a long shift or an intense puck battle. Back the other way comes the Victoire, in over the line with Gardner, in behind the goal. Bell takes the puck away. Jenner has the puck. She's had a long shift as well. This is off a skate. It's going to be all the way down the ice. It's going to be an icing call.
The goalie's got to be heads up as well. Has to have the same level of hockey IQ that a player has to read those situations. She does just that.
Ambrose towards the middle. Neat pass. Youngbaum couldn't quite pull the trigger on the backhand. There's not been a lot of time and space in front of the two goaltenders tonight. Taken back by Lena Youngbloom. Below the goal line. Jenner is there. Puck played forward and chipped through. Here's Bach. Has some speed. In. Takes a shot. And a neat glove save from Anne-Renee Desbiens, one of the hometown favorites in Quebec City. The goalie duel and the Centre Vidéotron scoreless after this nice glove save. Rob, a tight game, that's for sure. 8:21 to go. Shots 15-13. Favoring the charge, but 6-5 Montreal in this middle frame. Had a couple of goal posts, a couple of great saves. What's next?
Well, there's the puck management she was talking about, as Ottawa is able to turn this one back over once again and come back down into the offensive zone.
Ottawa tried a cycle play towards the front of the goal, taken back by LaBelle, and here's Dalton in over the line. Neat play to LaBelle towards the goal, backhander, and Mashmeyer has got that with no rebound.
And Dalton with some really good patience through the neutral zone to wait this out and let LaBelle get into a lane to make this pass so that they can generate something off the rush. Just wait. Finds LaBelle when she gets into that gap. And LaBelle throws the backhander on net. And Maschmeyer once again smothers this puck and takes the face-off. One of the things that she has done so well for this team this year is end plays.
Face off to Maschmeyer's left. The Rock in behind the goal. Here comes the Montreal press again. Vanisova, Poulin absolutely decks her. Puck comes free, taken back and out to the neutral zone. In over the line, and Ottawa has to retreat. This is Jinsey Rose. Larocque. D'Arcangelo got to the blue line last time, but Poulin is buzzing. Turned over. Maschmeyer had to be sharp. Once again, this Montreal press, when they bring it, Becky, they bring it.
Well, I tell you what, and you see Poulin coming down the boards, and I think Ottawa heard footsteps.
Another one. Almost turned over. It's going to be a delayed offside. 12 saves for Maschmeyer in the second period alone. 19 in the game.
Very Philippe Poulin coming into this game just over 57% in the circle.
Scramble draw, controlled by the charge, and Emily Clark, who scored in the season opener against the Victoire in a 4-3 shootout loss. Poulin got the winner. On that day, November the 30th, back in the Montreal zone. Poulin, long pass ahead, Gardner, out to the middle, here's Bourine. One defender to beat Terralova, and Terralova said no to that. LaBelle is unable to keep this in at the line, and then Renee Desbiens is going to come out of the goal and play a good pass to Barnes. Barnes gains the red line and dumps it in. Maschmeyer out of the goal. Terralova. Grant Mentis is there. Takes a hard bump. Puck is jarred free. Taken back by Boyd, and once again barely out to the neutral zone. Leslie and Snodgrass are able to push it forward, but not for long, as here comes Barnes again. In over the line with Claire Dalton. In behind the net. As these fans get into the game again, trying to push these teams along. Dalton engaged in a puck battle with Vasco. Comes free to Grant Mentis on her backhand. Back up to the point. Shot blocked by Rebecca Leslie. Goes to the corner. That's where Zoe Boyd takes it. Dalton is there. So is Grant Mentis. Vasco, though, takes the puck away. Shards have an opportunity to break out. It's high off the glass on the tip. Comes to the line, but again, the pressure continues from the Victoire. And below the goal line, Terralova wrapped up with one of the Victoire forwards in deep. Vasco is finally able to play a pass, and Ottawa does get out. Terralova, Snodgrass needs a change, and the puck dumped in deep.
Montreal's holding the zone really well, so it's just a matter of getting pucks up and in behind them through the neutral zone. They've created some really extended offensive zone time by holding that line, keeping pucks in, and then going to work down low.
Another puck battle won by Dubois this time. Comes back to Ambrose, looks at the shot, wants the puck down low. Dubois back on her skates. Ambrose, this time a shot. There is a rebound. Maschmeyer, though, is able to reel it in. And another attacking zone faceoff coming up for the Victoire. Everything towards Maschmeyer, but no goals yet.
It laid the foundation for us going forward.
Over 3 decades in the police service for Danielle Sauvageau, who's now the general manager of the Montreal Victoire. Has to like the way this game has gone here so far, but right now it's Ottawa attacking. Top of the point here is Jocelyn Larocque. Makes the move on the backhand and right through the mouth of the crease out the other side. Bourine battles with Jenner. Puck just taken back to the Ottawa line. Long pass ahead. Jenner has Emily Clark going right to the goal. Here's Brianne Jenner. Wanted a little pass to Jinsey Rose, but that was read perfectly by Captain Canada Marie-Philippe Poulin. And back come the Victoire.
And And Jenner cuts to the middle, but she's on her backhand, so she's got no choice but to dish that puck.
Centering pass right to the crease. Here's Boulier. Walks it, takes a shot. Mashmeyer makes the save. The rebound was spinning around in front. Taken back by the charge. Darkangelo thought she had a half step on a partial breakaway. That didn't work. Close play at the line. Boulier's back in, stripped to the puck. Back down to the Montreal blue line.
Well, you talk about players who have been out of the lineup for a while, and that's Amanda Boulier. I'm sure she would love to get on the board today, and she gets a glorious chance.
2:30 to go in the second period. Lexington takes a run at Boulier. Puck is now in deep. Savalainen crashes in. Two charged players there. The puck comes towards the middle. Finally taken back and out to the neutral zone with Darkangelo. Lexington is in. Three charged forwards. The pass right to the middle of the ice. Looking for Bell, who was pinching up, and that could be costly. Goes back the other way. Here's an opportunity for Grant Mendes. The arm goes up. What could this be? As Michaela Grant Mendes is taken down. Now a big scrum ensues. We haven't seen the call yet. It's going to be a holding call, and Montreal to the power play. It could have been penalty shot.
It was close. I don't think
close.
she was completely in on her own, but Grant Mendes has done this a couple of times this season. We've seen her try to stretch out that zone, and she does a good job to get in behind the Ottawa defenders, and they've got no choice in Serdachny but to take her down. Grant Mendes keeps her feet moving as she stretches this out. Serdachny's got to reach around to take away that scoring chance. Grant Mendes goes down and draws the penalty. There's a player that has been good. She started with Ottawa last year, was released, comes to Montreal, and she loves to play against her old team.
This power play is brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Here's a chance on a shorthanded break again. In backhand save, Desbiens. What an opportunity for Vanisova. Renee Desbiens, as this play is called offside at the line. Last minute, second period, and exactly a minute to go as well. On the penalty to Serdachny.
Montreal, who changed their power play on that last whistle.
Centering pass in front. Mashmeyer read that well and poked it away. Comes back to Dubois. Back to the point. Ambrose plays over to the middle. Taven was there, pushes to her left, comes back to Taven, looks towards goal, will take a shot, rebound, scores! Dubois, in her hometown return, has made it 1-0.
Has she ever been good when she gets in tight? And they've got two big players and two big bodies down low on this power play. Dubois off one side, Maureen off the other. So you've got that dual threat in front of the net. They get the puck down low. This is where you want it on this power play. Just get pucks through, get it down low. They do just that. That's a nice pass. Taven, just put that puck on net because you know you've got a big body and a good stick on either side of Mashmeyer. It's Dubois that gets her stick on this one.
After 39 minutes and 29 seconds of a scoreless duel, Dubois, who grew up 5 minutes away in Charlebourg, a suburb of Quebec City, the point to the family and friends after she tucked it home. What a moment that is. 9 seconds to go in the period. Ottawa is down a goal, and Bell is in. The puck is blocked down before it gets to Desbiens. And we're going to head to the second intermission with this crowd buzzing. Finally, the deadlock broken on a Montreal power play, and it's 1-0 Victoire. The critical phase, not only in this game, but in Ottawa's season here. Can they get something? They have not been goose-egged yet this year.
Well, that's just it. They haven't been shut out once this year, so can they find a way to get on the board? They've been generating scoring chances. Can they beat Desbiens?
As a goalie superstition, I never say that word, but you went ahead and dropped it in there, so we'll see what happens.
Well, the difference is they don't want pucks in the net, and I do. If you're surrounding that player, the first thing you should think is move your feet to find a path to get open. I got to think it's the same message.
Milgren a shot, an easy stick save from Mashmeyer. Puck played along, and it's too far for Montreal captain Poulin. Gardner, Boreen, chipped in, Larocque is back. Forced to make a play quickly, gets the puck up the half wall, comes to Poulin, who holds it in towards the goal. Tip play in front, look out, puck is there, rebound chance, up and over top from Jennifer Gardner. Another chance in front, and Mashmeyer is able to make a save. Some very nervous moments right in front of Emmerich Mashmeyer to start the third.
Oh, there was, and I love that point shot, because this is a point shot where you're looking for the back door. Just hesitate, be patient. You know you've got a player coming in. You're throwing that as a shot pass. And then Montreal continues to go to work. Abby Boreen and French can't get a lot of mustard on that shot, and Mashmeyer makes a save.
O'Neill wins the draw. Murphy back to the point. Erin Ambrose, who picked up the second assist on the Dubois goal. She's got 4 assists in the last 2 games after contributing 3 helpers on Friday against Minnesota. Bell is back. It's been over 20 minutes in ice time for the last 3 games. The first 7 always under 20 minutes, so growing into an expanded role on the Ottawa back end.
Well, they've had some D out as well. Savalainen again, who is out. Rose, who is out. And so you start to expect more from your 5-6, your depth players.
Up. Hit that line.
Speaking of, Savalainen dumps the puck in. Too hot to handle for Desbiens. Victoria Bach, who has been buzzing tonight, as we saw in our second intermission. And the net. Keppel reverses, and the Victoire are able to get this to the neutral zone and into Ottawa territory. Taylorova plays back. One-touch pass from McMahon. Serdachny's in. Tries to knife towards the middle. Puck was there. No Ottawa player could get a stick to it, and now here's a chance to race for Taven. Looks towards the top of the goal. Centering pass comes in front. Nobody could pull the trigger. And back the other way. Here come the charge. In over the line, Bach. Backhand shot through the crease, out the other side. Desbiens got a small touch on the blocker to it. Jinsey Rose will look to shoot. There's a shot, no rebound. It's tracked well by Desbiens. 4 straight Takeover Tour games for the Montreal Victoire. They've drawn some big crowds. Over 45,000 have come to see the Takeover Tour leading into this game.
Well, I gotta think that's just so fun for these players, but especially this one for Montreal.
Tip towards the goal. It's loose in front. Leslie trying to battle for it. Shot towards the goal. That was blocked down by the Victoire, and Poulin is taken down. Puck out to the neutral zone. Back in. Here come the charge. Looking to equalize in this contest. Emily Clark centering pass in front. Desbiens down. That puck never got through as there's a massive yard sale in front. Back the other way. Here come the Victoire. Chance towards goal, and it's a save from Mashmeyer. Finally, the 2 players that had run into Desbiens really having a chance to sort that out.
Well, and as so often in this game, one chance at one end leads to a chance at the other. Brianne Jenner, looking to get her first goal of the season, just has a glorious opportunity in the slot.
Jenner plays it back into her own end. Drop pass. Rose skates with speed to the neutral zone, in over the Montreal line, takes the shot. Desbiens, rock solid, makes a glove save, and hangs on for a whistle. That was some kind of skirmish in front.
Well, it was, but when you take out your goalie, and your goalie's been so good, and Emily Clark just drives wide, she pulls all the coverage down with her, so when this puck pops out, Brianne Jenner is wide open.
Lavelle leans in on this draw for the Victoire, wins it sideways to Dalton. Dalton couldn't get the puck for herself, so it does push it in deep, and it comes back. Dalton now below the net, comes out in front, trying to wrap around play on the near side as she cut towards the top of the slot. Rose prevented that along with Serdachny. Rose needs some help. Manny McMahon Waits in behind her own net, takes a look at the clock. Exactly 5 minutes gone in period number 3. Serdachny out to the neutral zone, skates in over the line, 1-on-4, and that's easily broken up and taken back by Barnes. Here's a chance to skate. Grant Mentes is in, towards the goal. Little toe drag shot, stopped by Mashmeyer, and she's got the rebound. Grant Mentes looked like she lost it for a second, but got great velocity. Well, she did. Mashmeyer had to make a great save.
Yeah, she ripped that puck off, and again, this is on transition. Serdachny tries to go 1-on-4. That doesn't work. Montreal comes right back down the other way. Miguel Grant Mentes just pulls this one in, drags it in, and rips this shot off from the middle of the ice. This line has been really good. They get on it on the forecheck, and you don't have a second to breathe when you're trying to come out of your zone as Ottawa when that line is on the ice.
28 saves from Mashmeyer this afternoon as well. She has been dialed in. Here's Jenner in over the line for the charge. Centering pass in front. In below the goal line as again that pass just a little bit too far for Emily Clark. Gets it back up to the point. Here's Savalainen, poke check. This could be trouble. Here come the Victoire. Speeding through the neutral zone. Gardner has the puck left side. Centering pass in front. That was cut down quickly. That's Savalainen, poke check. Created an opportunity to skate to the neutral zone. Taken back by the Victoire. Poulin's on the ice. In below the goal line, Boreen leaves it for the captain, Marie-Philippe Poulin. Tries to cycle this down the half wall. Does have some help there as well. Shelbin looks for the best option. Just runs out of room. Jenner, though, does get the puck out to the neutral zone. Lost her stick in the process, and Poulin at the end of a shift just dumps this puck back in.
I think she had to release her stick. She was dangerously close to a hooking penalty.
Gabby Hughes lost an edge and was taken down in her own end, but does get the puck forward. Here's a chance for Vanasova, draws a penalty, and for the second time this afternoon, the Ottawa Charge will go to the power play. Markowski involved in a bit of a collision, but the speed for the neutral zone from Teresa Vanasova draws a hook. Ottawa to the power play.
Welcome back to the Centre Vidéotron. Montreal clinging to a 1-0 lead over the Ottawa Charge. And when Ottawa rolled into Quebec City yesterday, number one on their to-do list, same as everyone else, get some good tea. And I know it's hardly a pro athlete's pregame meal, but something you have to do. What better way to bond than with fries, cheese, and gravy? That's the way you bond as a team. And I kind of took a page out of Ottawa's book. I wanted to bond with my broadcast team.
Oh my goodness.
Becky and Matt.
Oh my goodness.
I know you've got a little bit of time left to call, but here is some poutine for you.
Oh my goodness.
We said we have to have it. Enjoy. Maybe during commercial breaks when I'm doing an interview, you guys can have it. Okay?
Thank you very much, Rob. Wow.
A little gravy on your time, Matt. I see it coming.
Watch the notes, Becky. Watch the notes. Here's an Ottawa power play. Serdachny in towards the goal as Ottawa desperately trying to tie this up. Desbiens forced into a big save on the near side.
Good.
Serdachny wins the puck battle, gets it back up to Bell. Bell shifts the power play down to the goal line. Ottawa desperate for something positive here. Bell is on top of this power play again. Comes to Danielle Serdachny. No shot yet. There it is. And a save from Desbiens, who saw it the whole way. Minute 15 to go in the minor to Maureen Murphy. Bach in the mix as well. Serdachny sees Barnes coming, plays it to Bell. Back to Serdachny. Looks to shoot. Lets it go. Save again. Desbiens reached out with the blocker and spun it to the corner. More pressure. Down towards the goal line. Centering pass. Back up front. Bell looking for a tip in front. It was just missed. Wraparound opportunity for Victoria Bach. And Renee Desbiens has had all the answers so far this afternoon. A couple of big saves.
It looks like it's a shot-first mentality on this power play. Serdachny rips a couple in towards the goal. They get one off the near side, but then it's just finding lanes and ripping pucks. Now they got one player in front, but again, I'd love to see two and get in front of her eyes. Victoria Bach off the side on that last shot. You need to get in front of Desbiens.
Terralova right now on top of this power play. Jenner is there. 35 seconds to go in the minor. Jenner towards the middle. It was tipped away by the captain. Campbell unable to clear the puck. Battle ensues below the goal line. Campbell just tries to pin it up against the boards. That didn't work, but great penalty kill. Poulin is taken down. Play continues on. Here's a short-handed chance for Dalton. A one-on-two rush that ends in the corner. Dalton goes down, but there's only 10 seconds to go on the second power play of the afternoon. In over the line, Emily Clark, room to shoot, lets it go, chance in front, and a close call there. That was Vanisova, who was falling to the ice and just couldn't pull the trigger. One of the rare times that Desbiens was out of position after the initial shot was blocked. Penalty's over. Centering pass off the back of the net. Vanisova still buzzing in behind the goal. Aaron Ambrose cuts her off, and it comes back to Murphy, who's fresh after serving the 2 minutes in the sin bin. Approaching the 9-minute mark in the third period. Leslie, in over the line, pass towards the middle, centering pass in front, rebound chance, what a save! Denial from Desbiens.
Wow, that might be the save of the game.
3-on-2 rush, Desbiens, perfect the whole way. Boyd looks to shoot, scores! Tie game on a rip from Boyd. Might have hit something in front. Either way, Ottawa's tied it up, and it looks like D'Arcangelo got the tip.
Well, that's exactly what you need if you're going to beat this goaltender, because the save that she made before this was outstanding. This is a 3-on-2 rush. Some nice puck movement, one to the other as they ladder across, and Desbiens comes across equal to the task. Zoe Boyd with this shot, you want to beat this goaltender, you're going to have to get a stick on it. D'Arcangelo in front does that. That's the traffic that you need.
Referees are going to talk about this, Becky.
Now the question is, was that stick too high?
Glancing off an arm as well. There was a lot of traffic in front. Here's the decision from the officials.
We're pointing to center ice.
Yeah, they're lining up at center ice. Boyd and Markowski, the defenders, pick up the assists. Fourth of the season. A neat draw win there by Poulin, back out to the neutral zone.
Go!
Rose logged a lot of ice time in her return after missing 3 in a row. Scored the winner on New Year's Eve in Toronto on a gem of a performance from Mashmeyer. In behind the net, Wilgren goes down again. He's this time slow to get up. Murphy in the neutral zone, unable to skate onto the puck for the Victoire. And just pushed out again into neutral territory. Ryan Keppel. Chip to the neutral zone. You get the feeling now no one wants to make the next mistake here, Becky.
Well, in a game of this type.
In towards the middle, centering pass in front, and that was behind the intended target.
That's one of those situations where you got to shoot the puck in the middle of the ice.
Here come the charge again, back towards the middle. Shot that swept wide. McMahon looks for the puck in below the goal line. Serdachny and Victoria Bach also on this unit. They peel off with 9 minutes to go in regulation and a 1-1 tie in Quebec City. McMahon lost the puck for a second. It's taken by Youngblom, and it's Youngbloom and is in back over the line. Backhander out to the neutral zone. It's played by a hand.
Catherine Dubois, who typically plays on the fourth line. She gets a power play partner, Cheyenne D'Arcangelo, centering the third line. Chipping in.
Larocque gives the puck away in front, taken down, no call. Behind the goal, a very close call. Larocque had the puck and then was stripped in behind the goal.
Turnovers were a problem for Ottawa in their last game, and they're going to want to manage that puck.
Here's Barnes with speed along the boards. Pushed up against the stanchion. In behind the goal. 29 saves for Emmerich Mashmeyer. 27 on the game for Anne-Renee Desbiens, who's out of the goal. Plays a puck tipped in front, and that was a close call. Right on top of the crease was McMahon. Down the ice, more physicality. This is an icing call. Goulin's wondering why there isn't another kind of call.
I'm not sure I don't disagree with her. And
does Grandma think here?
Grandma's just happy, I think, to be able to be here and watching her granddaughter play. And here's her turnover. Montreal is able to attack right off of that. Maschmeyer with another save. I like this play. You know that Davian has just come out of her net to play the puck. Ottawa gets it on the board, just throws it back to net front. Jenner is right there. Just can't put it in.
Slovakny over the line. Ottawa leads another rush. Bach and McMahon in deep. McMahon takes the body to George. Is there for the Victoire. Another puck that's in down the ice. And another wrestling match at the blue line. And another icing. I thought it was an icing call. Instead, it's an interference call. The arm went up late. Ottawa's not going to like this. There's going to be a Montreal power play.
You got a split second to step in front of someone and interfere without taking a call. This is a little bit too lengthy. Can't do that. Ottawa's going to go back to the penalty box and really two other calls that could have been made that aren't made.
Opportunity for Montreal, 1 for 2 on the night, on the power play, and they go 5-on-4 again. Winning the draw. 2 minutes for Markowski for interference. Shot towards the goal, tipped in front. Another one that dangerously slides just wide of the post. In below the goal line. Tapin is there. Back up to the point. Victoire set up the power play again. Played over to O'Neill. Down towards the goal line. Up top again. Towards the far side. Scores! On a one-timer! Tapin's blast brings this crowd to its feet again. It's 2-1.
I like this coaching decision. Coach Corey Chevry sees it. She's had success from this unit before. She goes back to them. This is your second power play unit. And again, they have all sorts of chaos happening down low, which frees things up top. You're so worried about the three players down low that you can get the puck up top, move it over for this one-time shot. Maschmeyer can't get there on time. This unit has been extremely effective, and it's just a hard work, bang and crash, get to the net front unit.
5:45 away. Is there another punch from Ottawa?
You gotta hope so for their sake. They needed to pull off 3 points here. I would imagine with 5 minutes left in this game that they would settle for getting to overtime and hoping for 1 or 2 points. You knew that it was a sleeping giant ready to be awakened in this power play of Montreal's.
Poulin, a drop pass. Taven's at the point, shot towards. It was blocked down, comes to Gardner. Back up top again. Sheldon a shot, kick save, Maschmeyer. Poulin first to the rebound as Montreal continues to buzz. Another drive off of the glove of Maschmeyer, who has to retreat back to the post. Off of the backboard, and she hangs on. They've already put up 2 against Ottawa on the power play earlier on in the season, and they're clicking right now.
Oh, they're clicking. You look at the personnel on those power plays, and it was mind-boggling at the start of the year that they weren't. And they seem to finally have figured it out at 2 really dangerous units.
4 power play goals in the last 2 games. But can Montreal hang on in front of this raucous crowd in Québec City? 4:50 to go. You know the push will come from Ottawa, but will it be enough? Marcangelo, Ottawa's lone goal scorer on the game. Back in her own end. Sova is tripped up. Looks around at the officials. Play allowed to continue. Special teams, a massive difference tonight. Ottawa 0 for 2. Montreal 2 for 3.
Ottawa, who once again takes a lot more penalties.
There's a chance for Murphy. In on a 2-on-0. Centering pass. Oh, what a stop. Maschmeyer. Flat out Québec City robbery.
They pounce right away on this young woman Dalton. Boom, across Maschmeyer. What a save to get that left pad out. Murphy to Youngblum. They've been good this game. Had all sorts of really good looks. Ottawa looking to manage the puck.
Flat out denial. Another 30-save performance from Maschmeyer. Her 5th of the season. No other PWHL goalie has more than 1. She has been busy. She has been great. She just kept her team in it.
We talked about her giving her team a chance to win. She did just that, kept them in this game.
Here's another chance. Youngbloom is in on the left side as the puck just hopped over her skate. Murphy, who tried to set her up on that last rush, gets it back to the point. Montreal starts to change. Shovel pass right to the slot. Here's Serdachny out to the neutral zone. It's dumped in by McMahon. In below the goal line. A pass to Michaela Grant-Mentis, and it's going to be a lot of dump and chase from Montreal with no risks.
Oh, it's all about smart hockey right now.
Comes to the line. Now back towards the middle of the ice. Spinning away. Grant-Mentis will take a hot shot, and another good glove save from Maschmeyer. She's forced to hang on. 3:10 to go.
Ottawa has to find a way right now to attack through the neutral zone with numbers. We've seen just solo rushes going 1-on-2, 1-on-4, dumps and changes, and they have to find a way to attack with numbers.
Chance to skate for Jennifer Gardner. In over the line, puts on the brakes. Here's the trailer Barnes, and a shot that flutters in and out of the glove of Maschmeyer. Boyd bottled up. Gardner takes the puck. Valuable seconds coming off the clock. Another drive, another flutter ball in front. That one just out of the reach. Guess who? Marie-Philippe Poulin. On the half wall. In deep. Below the goal line. Poulin looks for the puck in behind the goal. Back out to the top of the point. More time coming off the clock. Youngbloom with a move, now goes in behind the net. Circles on her backhand, still has the puck. Plays it all the way back. Great possession here from the Victoire. Though, as I say that, it goes over the stick of Ambrose, and Jenner's got good speed. Comes in quickly. Rubbed out of the play, though. Keep an eye on Maschmeyer with 1:50 to go in regulation, and Ottawa down a goal. LaRocque is back. Icing is waved off. Serdachny circles in front of her own goaltender, makes a move, makes a second move, barely gets away with it. Here's Danielle Serdachny, in over the line, stops at the circle, poke checked away. The follow-up is there below the goal line, although the official gets in the way, takes it away from Vanisova. There's the goaltender on to the bench. It's 6-on-5. Empty net. If the Victoire can get it out, they cannot. Held in for now. Chance towards the goal. That's off of a stick and wide. Ottawa all in, trying to tie it up. Jinsey Rose takes a shot, tipped by D'Arcangelo. That's wide of the goal. Serdachny there first. 1:10 to go. Rose again takes a shot. Big block. Grant-Mentis down, sacrificing the body. Play at the line. A 2-on-3 battle, and the Victoire do get it out.
You want to be on in the last little bit of the game, too. You got to get out and block shots. Grant-Mentis does a really nice job to get into that lane and make sure that puck doesn't get through to the net.
45 seconds, more time being chewed up. Puck is wedged up against the boards and not moving quickly. 38 seconds and counting. Comes back to the point and out. Rose has to go back and get it. Everybody's going to come back on side. Dumped in again. Jenner speeds in, takes a hard bump. The Ottawa captain trying to generate something, but time is an issue. 22 seconds to go. Puck pops up, stays in play. Here's the puck at the point. Played down to Serdachny towards the goal line. Centering pass. Jenner had a player loose in front, and it was through the crease out the other side. Less than 10 seconds. Puck is down the ice. 5 seconds to go. Fans rise to their feet. Québec City complete. It's a Montreal Victoire win. Becky, I hope you enjoyed your poutine.
I'm eating it right now.
Special delivery. How much fun was Québec City? Thanks so much for watching. On behalf of all of our hardworking crew, Rob Pizzo, Becky Keller, myself, Matt Cullen. Stop 4 on the PWHL Takeover. It's complete. Montreal wins. Good night from Québec City.